Welcome back to more Spellcasting 101! Apparently we're still in class as well. Lastly, I want you to find a partner and spend at least 2 hours casting while your partner stomps on your toes and shouts obscenities into your ear. At our next session, I'll distribute your second spell, Muck. It causes dough to rise, and it's the simplest of all the cooking-related spells. These cooking spells should be very useful once you've mastered them, especially since visiting day is still over 2 months away. And that's the only time the cafeteria serves a decent meal. Oh, I almost forgot. Sunday at noon, the junior class spelling bee. Go and see the kind of spells you'll be handling in a couple of years. A bell rings, signifying the finish of the morning class. The lecture hall quickly empties, and you stop taking notes. Fantastic. Well, there's a new day, so there should be some more news. The Sorcerers sauce. An old campus joke. The school newspaper's only good for lining chicken coops. That's the origin of the phrase, what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. Alright. News for the day. Read news. Wriggling Worm, famed mage, dead. At 110. Walter Wriggling Worm, called the greatest sorcerer of his time, died of unknown causes yesterday at his home in Boston. Wriggling Worm was former dean, Sorcerer U's School of Applied Spellcasting. He retired to Boston in 1018, citing poor health. A famous and widely respected magician and scientist, Wriggling Worm is credited with the development of over 80 new spells, including the world's first level 8 spell. Wriggling Worm is survived by 3 children, 8 grandchildren, and 13 great-grandchildren. Holy shit! Fuck that. Read sports. 2 killed as ocelots fall to pumas. 2 SU horsemen were fatally injured yesterday as the ocelots were devastated in their mega joust against the clearly superior Paladin University Pumas. The loss was decisive with a final score of 42-29. In a match that also featured a death on the visiting team, the Ocelots saw 6 players go down with injuries and staggered under the weight of no less than 12 falls. The contest featured 3 one-on-one, a triple joust, a quadruple joust, and a standard final free-for-all. The continuing rash of deaths brings the season total of fatalities to 7. Coach Marty Beads of SWAT expressed concern that there could be a drop-off in the number of students showing up for tryouts. The loss leaves the Ocelots just a game out of the cellar, ahead of only the Puffballs and Hairdresser University. Art. Read arts. Editor sick. The arts editor was sick today, so he couldn't write shit. Sorry, he's probably going to be better real soon, so don't worry. Everyone's getting sick and dying. What the fuck is going on? Administration students should work together. Recent weeks have seen several confrontations between the administration and various student groups. The erection of shanties in Badquano Court to protest the treatment of avocado harvesters in Port Curdle. The decision to increase the spell lab requirements for sophomores to 15 hours per week, and the controversy over a fraternity party band that some find offensive. These incidents will be more swiftly and peacefully resolved through discussion instead of confrontation. Since the energy expended on second thought, who cares about these dumb protests anyways? The only thing worse than the stupid petty toads who run this school are the spoiled little brats who go here. Best thing would be if y'all killed each other. Ha ha ha! What the fuck kind of newspaper is this? I mean, it's my kind of newspaper, but still. Okay. Look at Ivy. Clings tenaciously to the walls of the building. Eat Ivy. Even the Sorcerer University cafeteria, a culinary house of horrors, wouldn't serve that. Eat me. Keep talking to me that way and I'll kick you right back to your assistant prompt. No, you won't. You ain't got the balls to do it. Don't say I didn't want. Hey, what the fuck? Game booted me out, man. Alright, back in Bat Guano Court after telling the game to eat me and it kicked me. It booted me. Fucking booted me from the game. It's crazy. I want to go to a sport events, but I don't know. No, not East, you dickhead. West. Read schedule, maybe. The most prominent university proudly displays Sorcerers University Weasels. I think we looked at that already. Scoreboard. Oh, we actually got a game going? Appearing from the Balmoral Sorcerers Guild, Johnny Ticklyfeather, Gary Silentwood, Mark Potter Coffee, Fred Pinch of Garlic, and Maurice Very Warm Day in December. The sparse crowd applies politely. Man, I can't fucking spell right now. Clap my fucking hands. Oh, okay. Fuck you. Fuck. Fuck me. Shh, we have some trainee parsers visiting today. Don't expose them to that kind of language. For Sorcerer University, Professor Xavier Moldy Bread Crust, Professor Waldo Watty Toad, Senior Harvey Throbbing Vein, Senior Lewis Tree That Blooms in Autumn, and Junior Edgar Big Green Hopping Frog. The crowd cheers a bit more enthusiastically. Cheer! Da-da-da-da-dum-dum, charge! The first event is announced. The 50-meter boulder toss. The contestants begin preparing their spells of strength and levitation. Alrighty, I want to fuck with stuff. Can I see the boulder from here? Considering it's all alphabetical, I don't think so. Torchman. I'm gonna frimp the Torchman. Frimp. Okay. The visiting team performs first, and all 5 sorcerers exceed the 50-meter target. Silentwood shows particularly excellent form and nearly topples a goalpost with his 80-meter toss. The Balmoral team scores 42.5 fucking points. Guess we're just watching. This, I believe this original game was more text than action and adventure. Of course, a lot of these games are based around their dialogue and description, so nothing new for this kind of genre to actually just sit here and wait and read. And, shit, I don't know. Oh shit, Throbbing Vein is up. The home team now tosses its boulders. The first 4 land just past the 50-meter mark, but Throbbing Vein, tossing last, loses his concentration and embeds the boulder into the turf just 5 meters forward. The next contest is divining. Spectators murmur excitedly. Divining is always the strength of the Sioux team. 100 metal coins have been buried all around the field. Each team will select 2 contestants who will have 5 minutes to locate as many as they can. Pinch of Garlic and Tickly Feather are chosen by Balmoro. Warty Toad and Big Green Hopping Frog step forward for Sue. The official blows a loud whistle and the clock begins counting down 5 minutes. I'm gonna frimp the field. Soon the field is covered with small holes. The two piles of coins are forming. Seems close at first, but then Warty Toad finds a large cache. And as Sue, or Sorcery University as the game hoarder likes to dance around, pulls visibly ahead. Suddenly Pinch of Garlic begins digging furiously in midfield. The fans stare at him with trepidation. And then with gaiety, as he exposes a large, very large metal sewer pipe. The whistle blows again and the contest is over. Oh, okay. All right, we beat him. It's 57-32. Now is the solo duck piling, a tough activity requiring mastery of spells of levitation, sedation, and wind control. Contestants will be judged on both height and form. Moldy bread crust and very warm day in December represent their respective sides. Two large coops are wheeled out in the field and competition begins. A bell rings, signifying the start of the early afternoon class. The professor quickly achieves a standard 12-duck column, although you detect a tiny amount of wind sway. The Balmoral guildsman opens more slowly, with a 3-duck base holding a tower of only 8 duck lengths. Should I get to class or keep watching this? Gotta finish the game. Moldy bread crust adds 9 more ducks to reach a near record height of 21 duck lengths without even stopping to wipe his brow. The professor plows ahead, adding several 5-duck fronds to achieve a classic palm tree effect. I think that should be EFFECT. Could be wrong. The spectators burst into applause. Very warm day in December glances at the duck tree and, with a practiced wave of his hands, adds 4 duck structures to his tower to achieve a nearly perfect duck version of a windmill. The fans clap with delight as the blades of the windmill begin to turn. The judges hold up their cards for the Balmoral contest. 9-8, 9-8, and 9-7. Next, they hold up the card for Sue. 9-7, 9-6, and 8-8. A smattering of boos can be heard from the stands. Boo. The final event is announced, the Lightning Duel, the traditional close of all spellcasting. More fans have entered the stands in expectation, even though they look exactly the same empty that they were when we started this. Summon lightning spells are among the most difficult and will require the combined efforts of all 5 teams to compete effectively. 2 huddles form on the field, and then the Balmoral team breaks up to do some last-minute limbering exercises. 2 targets are wheeled out in the field, a green for the visitors and a brown for the home team. Based on a coin toss, Balmoral is up first. The guildsmen assume their positions, and the complicated spellcasting routines begin. Black clouds roil across the sky, and the hair stands on end as fingers of energy course through the air. Got my hackles up. Tickly Feather hurls his arms skyward, and blindingly bright bolt of lightning streaks groundward, missing the green target completely. It singes the corner of the judge's ass, sending the judges flying. A short time later, Balmoral, 19 points. Tickly Feather seems furious and smashes his wand against the dugout steps like a little bitch. He's pissed. The professors and students of Sue take the field. They begin chanting, faces contorted with concentration. A fan nearby mumbles, "We only need 12 points to take him." Whirlwinds of paper and debris sweep the field as powerful winds howl through the stadium. Rah rah, sis boomba! Boom, shakalaka! In unison, the 5 sorcerers fling their arms skyward, and a jagged tine of lightning shoots down from the dark sky, striking the very center of the brown target. The crowd leaps to its feet, cheering wildly. Attention, attention! SU scores 50 points. The final score 149. More applause, and the stadium quickly empties. All right, we win. Awesome. I wonder if I should get to class. I'm not sure that you need to go to all these classes. I'm assuming that you can miss some of it. The wigwig is a nasty insect which burrows into artificial hair pieces and lays its eggs there. It can only be killed during a double full moon, and even then, only by using enchanted counterpunch. An important note, the Dimbub spell, which restores receding hairlines, has the known side effect of rendering wigwigs sterile. No longer considered magical by thaumaturgic regions is the two-headed attorney. As you know from grade school, two-headed attorneys don't have two heads, but are merely called that because of their multi-eyed bumps on each side of their otherwise headless shoulders. Two-headed attorneys are also not attorneys, but merely called that because of their proclivity to suck blood from widows and orphans. Most weapons will have some effect on these monsters, but the most potent weapon is the spell of disbarment. Digging on the lawyers. Some believe the tales of lockpick monster to be products of overly imaginative sailors, and bored sailors, or just plain drunk on Navy grog sailors. Others swear they've seen the long, thin neck and rows of sharp teeth thrusting up from the treacherous waters of the southeastern Fizzbuttle Ocean. The Tangaclops is a fearsome cross between Cyclops and a tangerine. This one-eyed fruit can bash the fuck out of you and devour you in seconds. Their one weakness is the unthinking fear at the mention of the name Bent Screwdriver, inventor of the automated tangerine peeling machine. Finally, we come to the dreaded acid storm, a floating cloud-like creature which hovers over a town, pouring down torrents of acid until all the residents and buildings have been melted down into an easily digested puddle of poo. With our modern acid storm detection network, we now get ample notice to vacate towns before an acid storm attack. However, travelers in the countryside are advised to pack a glass-coated poncho. The class begins stirring in preparation to depart. The professor raises his voice to be heard over the rustling. For the next time, read the Treatise of Magical Plants and Shrubberies by Henry Fluffy Seapods. The bell rings. All right. Holy shit. Let's see where else we can go here. We've been doing a lot of classes and cafeteria. The library. This is a vast university library. It's a gloomy place, illuminated only by narrow strips of stained glass windows. The room is ringed by tiny alcoves filled with small statuettes of former university presidents. An almost ladder-like stair leads up to the stacks. A small sign is mounted at the foot of the stair. A book on the shelf of new arrivals catches your eye. It's a popular new bestseller that you've been interested in reading. Look, there's a bust. Remember, we have a spell that can increase the size of a bust. Maybe they weren't talking about boobies. I believe it's the scone spell. One of the statuettes, holy shit, begins expanding, bursting out of its alcove and rising up toward the stacks. The bust, due to its curling lip, angular nose, especially bushy eyebrows, and low sloped forehead, looks very climbable. The university library is well stacked, not surprising, as you've enlarged its bust. Sorry. The stacks fill a suffocatingly crowded balcony. A stair leads down to the main floor of the library, as does the oversized bust. You see a Kabul spell box here. Oh, we need to get Kabul. A finger of energy leaps from the spell box to your spellbook, dazzling your eyes. When your vision returns to normal, you see that the spell box has vanished, and you got motherfucking 9 more points. Oh, we gotta save. GHR. Baby. Okay. Library. Kabul spell, what does that do? Alright, the Kabul spell restores lost souls. I don't see anything else up there to do. But there was a popular book. Take... Unpopular. Read. Popular book. Ho! You read a few pages. It's very absorbing. Apparently, Vincent is still seeing Felicia, but Felicia's husband is accused of murdering the captain's mistress, who's secretly living in the nunnery in Upper Blabber, running a spice smuggling network and producing erotic sidewalk art for her uncle lover Sabrina, who is in fact Felicia in disguise and traveling on a mission of assassination for the Duke's Chancellor, Helmut, who is deeply in debt to none other than Vincent's father, the shipbuilding magnate. It's easy to see why it's such a smash bestseller. Burn the book. Better save. Looks like he's gonna let me do it. Burn a popular book. Since there's no fire here, and since you haven't mastered any spells of combustion, how do you plan to do that? Okay. You got me there. Popular. Down and out. There's a trapdoor here. Class is starting. Huh. I was playing around with this when before I started recording, and I got that trap door open, so all I did was cast Levitate on it. Frimp. Trap door. Let's open. There we go. $420. No, god damn it, go down the trap door. I guess I should have just said that in the first place. You're in a strange location. The walls all appear to be made out of Indian corn. The floor is made of a rubbery substance. A large letter T is inscribed on one wall. There are exits in many directions. In addition, there's an open trapdoor above you. Alright, we're in the maze room. M-A-I-Z-E and M-A-Z-E, playing on the word maze, because we have the corn maze and the maze. Labyrinth maze type of maze. Let's see here. We got all kinds of directions. Let me find my maze map, because I don't want to be lost in here all day long. First, we'll go southeast. Many exits in many directions. You can see the inscriptions on the wall. A large letter I. Now there's a large letter S. An opening slowly forms, leading down into the floor. Distantly, you hear the bell signifying the finish of late afternoon class. It's the secret society meeting room. The ancient mystical organization Skull and Corn meets here in the creepy hideaway. Neath the melting wolf hall, a small hole in the ceiling represents the lone egress. You see a dispar spell box here. Is that close to dispar? Can I get rid of two-headed attorneys with that? A finger of energy leaps from the spell box to your spellbook, dazzling your eyes. When your vision returns to normal, you see that the spell box has vanished, and now we have the dispar spell. Now I need to get out of here. Luckily, class is out. We have dinner with Professor Ticking Clock, I believe. Yeah. Housemaster Suite. The administration has widely decided the dormitory should have a faculty member living under the roof. The official memo stated that the housemaster will provide a sage presence, dispensing tutoring and fatherly advice from time to time. However, everyone knows that his real role is to keep misuse of make shaving cream out of thin air spells and other mischief to a minimum. This is the housemaster's apartment. It is a very nice place other than the ancient lingering odor of shaving cream. The stair leads down to the old student rooms. An old wooden surfboard is mounted on the wall over the mantel as a trophy or a great work of art. You see Professor Ticking Clock here. Ah, Bernie, Ernie, come in. My boy, you're just a bit early, but that's fine. Always glad when my, advisees can join us for dinner. My wife is cooking. She's made us some, so Ernie, you're enjoying your studies. That is everything pleasant with you. Pheasant, that's it, pheasant and potatoes. As if on cue, Hillary enters with a platter of bird parts and roasted spuds and huge titties bouncing out of her dress. Looks like she has a few pictures and portraits of herself around the room as well. What do we got here? Bird? Eat bird? Oh no, pheasant. Eat the pleasant pheasant. You swallow a rather piggish portion. Best food you've ever had since you got to this, you. It's good to discover that cafeteria food hasn't totally killed your taste buds. Sit down, my boy, sit down, chow down, as the young ones like to say. Hilary, fill my, what's the word, my plate. Hilary places a single bony wing and spoonful of potatoes on the professor's plate. She turns to you and asks, "Can I interest you in some pheasant?" I'll eat more pheasant, I guess. Say, Ernie, I'm sorry, Ernie, have you heard the news from Boston? It seems the old wriggling worm died last week, 110 years old. If he was a day... Yes, astonishing, yes. Wriggling Worm was one of the latest 3 men alive who understands the secrets of the Sorcerer's appliance. Now that he's gone, Peeler of Small Figs over in Ancient History Department and myself are the only ones who, oh shit, what was I saying? Just keep beating, I guess. Oh, hello, kitty cat. What was I, yes. The appliance of dangerous bit of, too much power to place in the hands of man, too much power. I'd be tempted to use it to myself, except for, the delicious, choice of wine, my dear. Hilary leans across the table and refills the old coot's cup. Have some more, then. Drink wine. You're underage, only seniors are permitted to drink. So, my boy, looking forward to that concert of the Black Demons, or Blue Devils, or whoever they are, in my opinion. It's kind of a music of a bunch of attachments, that's the word. The Sorcerer's appliance is useless without the 5 great attachments, and they're scattered all over the face of Peloria. He begins snoring and falls forward, leaving mashed potatoes all over the face of himself. Ticking clock. Hilary pushes the professor back into his seat. Poor dear, he's been working so hard lately. She surveys the ruins of dinner. My, but this place is a mess. I'm gonna kiss her. But you hardly know her. You help Hilary wash and dry the dishes. Gosh, thanks, sorcerer boy. She escorts you to the door. Aw, man. Anyways, that wraps it up for this video. Stay tuned for more Spellcasting 101.